Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our final concert of 2025 here at the lovely Memorial Auditorium. It's always a pleasure to be able to come here when it rains out like it did today, so thank you again, Tammy, for having us. I'm Addison Wass, the Vice President of the Worthington City Band Board, and full disclosure, the joke I have for you tonight I have shamelessly stolen from another member of the band. They said it on Monday night and I thought it was funny, so I took it. Anyways, here goes. So, an Irishman walks out of a bar.
Doesn't happen.
Our MC for this evening will be Jill Kupris, and our intermission entertainment will be provided by Liz Bouchard. Thank you again for coming, and I hope you enjoy the concert.
Hello. As a lifelong resident of Worthington, I grew up coming to the band concerts with my parents and my two older brothers. I was a flop of a trombone player in 5th grade, so this is, as an MC, this is my only way to get up on stage with the band. So it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for asking me. I'm the director of the Center for Active Living in downtown Worthington. I've been there for 4 years now. We're on 11th Street where the old YMCA once stood. We do all kinds of fun things for adults 50 plus. Pickleball, billiards, cards, group exercise classes, technology classes, senior dining, Meals on Wheels, and lots more. Our mission is to enrich the lives of our aging population by providing a dedicated space to promote social interaction, physical activity, health guidance, resource assistance, and educational opportunities. I feel like if I'm on stage, the only right way to open this concert is by an Ole and Sven joke. Sven and Ole are sitting in a side-by-side 2-seater outhouse, doing their business. Ole finishes up, and as he's standing, a quarter falls out of his pockets down into the pit. He looks down, gets out his wallet, and throws a $20 bill into the muck. Sven is stunned. "What did you do that for?" he asked. Ole replies, "You don't think I'd go down there for just a quarter, do ya?" Our first selection this evening is another fantastic march by the composer Carl King. Throughout his life, King was a passionate advocate for music, playing a pivotal role in the passage of the Iowa Band Law. This groundbreaking legislation allowed cities to levy local taxes for municipal bands, a law so impactful that it was later copied by 33 states and several foreign countries. King commemorated its passage by writing the Iowa Band Law March in 1921. Nearly 40 years later, in 1960, he used that march to conduct the most extensive mass band ever assembled in the U.S., featuring an incredible 13,000 musicians at a University of Michigan football game. Tonight we'll hear the Peacemaker March, written in 1955, later in King's career. This march is quite unusual as it begins in a minor key before transitioning to the key of A-flat major. Get ready to tap your toe to this bubbly tune, the Peacemaker March. Why don't you see elephants hiding in palm trees? Because they're good at it. And why do elephants have flat feet? From jumping out of the palm trees. Our next number transports us to Ireland, with its scenic countryside and deep-rooted history. Oh My Heart Belongs to Ireland by James Swearington includes a melodic euphonium solo performed tonight by A.J. Wass. As you listen, be sure to catch the lively middle section, which features a spirited theme played over the drones of bagpipes and drums. Born in 1947, Swearington is a prolific composer with over 700 compositions and arrangements, reflecting a wide variety of musical styles. Many of his pieces, including the 125 commissioned works, are frequently chosen for contest and festival performances. This particular piece was commissioned by Julie Kuntz and the Westerville, Ohio Concert Band for Kuntz's mother. It premiered in the spring of 2019 and was later performed by the All-Ohio State Fair Band. Sit back, relax, and let the music carry you to the heart of beautiful Ireland. recently I gave my husband a list of chores to do. He only did jobs 1, 3, and 5. Turns out he only does odd jobs. The Sourwood Hoedown was written by James Cloyhar, one of the most prolific writers in music education. Cloyhar hailed from Valley City, North Dakota, and spent 19 years teaching in public schools, becoming a highly sought-after clinician and conductor across the United States and Canada. Tonight's piece is a lively adaptation of the traditional Appalachian folk tune, Sourwood Mountain. Sourwood trees, native to the Appalachians, are known for their striking urn-shaped white cluster flowers, leaves that turn a brilliant crimson red in the fall, and their famous sourwood honey. Get ready to tap your toe to Cloyhar's spirited take on this classic, Sourwood Hoedown. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. This one is for the band. What do you call a band director with his hands over his ears? Anything you want. Our concert continues with a piece that brings us a sense of timeless beauty and strength. We're pleased to present another wonderful arrangement by James Cloyhar, based on the familiar German hymn, Praise to the Lord the Almighty. This powerful and uplifting tune was originally written by Joachim Neander in 1665. Its beauty has resonated through the centuries, inspiring great composers like Johann Sebastian Bach to use it in his own works. It was also a favorite of King Frederick William III of Prussia, who first heard it over 200 years ago. As you listen, we invite you to enjoy this magnificent hymn that has truly stood the test of time, remaining one of the most beloved Christian praise hymns. Praise to the Lord.
Like Jill said, this is one of James Cloyhar's premier works. This was premiered the very first time it was ever played at the Midwest National Band and Orchestra Clinic in Chicago in the fall, December of 1972, of which I happen to be a member of that band. So it's got a nice special place to me. So please enjoy. Praise the Lord.
what a way to end the first half. Tonight's intermission entertainment feature is Liz Bouchard and pianist Brenda DeSmith. Let's please welcome them to the stage.
The first piece I'm going to be doing is called Summertime, and it is an aria which was composed in 1934 by George Gershwin for the 1935 opera Porgy and Bess. The lyrics are by DeBow Hayward, the author of the novel Porgy, on which the opera was based, and Ira Gershwin. The song soon became popular and much recorded jazz standard, described as without a doubt, one of the finest songs of the composer he ever wrote. Gershwin's jazz and song styles of blacks in the southeast of the United States from the earliest 20th century composer and lyricist Stephen Sondheim characterized Hayward's lyrics for Summertime, and my man is gone now. The best lyrics in the musical theater, Summertime. Pieces are from the same musical, not from Summertime, but from the same musical, West Side Story. How many of you have heard of West Side Story, the musical? Okay, and it's by George Gershwin, and it's a musical retelling the Shakespeare of Romeo and Juliet set in the tense streets of New York City. There's a rivalry between two teenage gangs and the love that blossoms between Tony, a Jet gang member, and Maria, the sister of the Sharks leader. They're forbidden to have a romance, unfolds against the backdrop of the racial prejudice and violence, highlighting the themes of love and hate. Piece is Somewhere, and it's from West Side Story.
Peace and quiet.
show, the band is going to put the buckets of candy at the front of the stage. And so please feel free to take a piece. So, what did the scuba diver say to the three whales? Whale, whale, whale. Our next tune, The Candyman, originally appeared in the delightful 1971 film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This classic movie was based on Roald Dahl's beloved 1964 children's book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, chronicling the wondrous adventures of young Charlie Bucket inside the fantastical factory of the eccentric chocolate maker Willy Wonka. The song we are about to play for you was specifically written for the film by Leslie Bricusse and Anthony Newley to capture the magic and wonder of Mr. Wonka and his extraordinary world. So please sit back, relax, and dream along as you listen to our next song, The Candyman. A man visited his doctor, and the doctor checked him over before commenting, "It looks like you get a fair bit of exercise." The man replied, "Oh yeah. In fact, just the other day I walked 5 miles over rugged terrain as I climbed over rocks and trees, I also waded along the edges of a lake, pushing my way through tall thistles, and even slide my way down sandy slopes while getting sand in my eyes. Well, the doctor was quite impressed. Well, you certainly are a dedicated outdoor enthusiast. The man replied, "Not really, doctor, I'm just a really bad golfer." Our next selection is a beautiful traditional Norwegian folk song, Santer Jentens Santag, which translates to A Mountain Shepherdess's Sunday. The composer, Ole Bull, was a Norwegian virtuoso violinist. Despite his father's hopes for him to become a minister, Ole decided to pursue a musical career. Throughout his lifetime, he performed thousands of concerts across Europe and America. He also composed over 70 songs, many of which, like this one, were based on traditional folk songs from his beloved Norway. Santer Jentens Santag is his most well-known composition. Originally written as a solo for violin with an orchestra, the renowned American bandmaster Glenn Cliff Bainum arranged it for flute, accompanied by a concert band. Get ready for the Worthington Amazing City Band's performance of Santer Jentens Santag. An old-fashioned lady wrote a letter to a campground to ask about the facilities before booking a camping spot. She didn't quite know how to ask if there were bathrooms on site or if they had to use the ones in their RV, nor could she bring herself to write the word toilet in her letter. After much deliberation, she wrote down bathroom commode. Then thought that being still a little too direct for a polite letter, so she simply wrote, "Does the campground have its own BC?" The campground owner simply couldn't figure out what the woman was talking about. The BC reference really stumped him. Hoping someone else would know, he showed the letter to several other campers. But they were just as confused. Although one woman commented that she might be referring to the Baptist church just down the road, since it was holding a number of summer activities. Since that was his only lead, he sat down and wrote the following reply. Dear Madam, I am pleased to inform you that a BC is located 9 miles north of the campground and is capable of seating 250 people at one time. I admit it is quite a distance away if you are in the habit of going regularly, but no doubt you will be pleased to know that a great number of people take their lunches along to make a day of it. They usually arrive early and stay late. It's such a beautiful facility, and the acoustics are marvelous. Even the normal delivery sounds can be heard. The last time my wife and I went, it was so crowded we had to stand up the whole time we were there. It may interest you to know that a supper is planned to raise money to buy more seats. If you do decide to come down to our campground, there are a few people here who would be delighted to go with you for the first time, sit with you and introduce you to all the other folks. Remember, this is a friendly community. Sincerely, the campground owner. Next, the band takes our audience on a beautiful journey through nature with Carl Strummen's Eagle Lake March. Strummen is an amazing composer who loves to paint pictures with music, showcasing the incredible natural beauty of America, from one coast to the other. You might even remember some of his other amazing pieces, like Cumberland Cross or Sundance that we played earlier this summer. Born in 1939, Strummen is one of the most popular composers for concert bands worldwide. This piece, Eagle Lake March, was written especially for a South Carolina band in 2002. It features a memorable melody intertwined with wonderful counter melodies, all leading to a harmonious ending. We invite you to relax by our lake as you listen to Strummen's Eagle Lake March. Okay, we're coming up on one of our last songs. Ole picks up a nail out of the pan. He examines it, and with a nope, tosses it over his shoulder. He picks up another one, does the same thing. Picks up a third, and after examining that one, he uses that one to nail on the shingle. Sven, seeing all of this, exclaims, "Ole, what the heck are you doing, wasting nails like that?" Ole replies, "Well, you see those nails, they're pointing towards the house. I can use those. But these nails, they're pointing away from the house. They're useless." "Ole, you idiot," Sven says. "Those nails aren't something that you just throw away. Those nails are the ones you use for the other side of the house." So this is going to be our last song. Just a reminder, please feel free to pick up a piece of candy after the show. And this is the band's last concert of the year, so can we give them just a hearty round of applause for their commitment for the season. When you hear Mary Poppins, what comes to mind? Perhaps Julie Andrews, a singing nanny, or the unforgettable word, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. While the classic 1964 film is iconic, it was based on a book series by P.L. Travers that began in 1934. This fantasy story of a unique, magical nanny has truly been dear to the hearts of many generations. The original musical score was written by the Sherman Brothers, Richard and Robert. Tonight we have a delightful medley arranged by Ted Rickards, featuring the most beloved songs from that original movie. See if you can identify all 5 of the different tunes woven into this enchanting piece. Selections from Mary Poppins.
There'll be a quiz at the end. How many syllables are in supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
So how many syllables? Yeah, you're close. Thank you. Somebody was counting. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's right. Yeah, I don't know why that sticks with me all the time. Maybe because I wasn't too good at math. Became a band director because I could count to 4 pretty good. So, anyway, I digress. Thank you, Jill. Outstanding. That's very good. And just remember, the band director never covers his ears for that very purpose. Yes. And Liz, oh, so much fun to hear you sing. Oh, my God. Thank you so much. And we are at concert number 9. So, the summer, what is it, July 23rd? Oh my gosh. We had so many things planned for the summer. You had so many things planned. I hope you're getting them in. The weather a little funky out there, but we try and do the best we can. So I think the real bad weather has missed us basically, and there's other places in the country that are really hurting. So we keep them in our thoughts and prayers. Thanks so much for your attendance for all of our concerts. I believe just about half of them were right here, with the weather being the way it was. And this is a great place to play. It really is. It's fun to just listen in here, and it's fun to play in here. So many good things. The magnets that you got earlier, pay attention to those. There's going to be great shows coming in the fall, and it's just so much fun to witness those shows and be in attendance in this theater. We're going to close our final concert like we always do. It's our tradition, America the Beautiful and the Star Spangled Banner. Thanks again for coming, and thanks again for being here for the whole season.